Noon. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Finishing my breakfast. Yeah, my first meal of the day. So, in this live, I'm going to be talking about just following up on the premiere I just did and the most affordable options that they have there. I actually have a couple of examples of watches that were there. And just want to talk about actual affordable pieces. And what I mean by that is, I saw an article that dropped yesterday. I think it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. The best affordable watches that you can get from Watches and Wonders, right? And of course, you had, what was it? Crap. I'm trying to think of what was in there. I think Tag was one of them. So there's a troll down there. You'll see him. He'll pop up in the chat and say, what's happening?" or whatever. Just call me. And my phone still allows calls to go through during the live, but today I got the ringer off, so you couldn't hear the actual ringer. There you go. I said, hey, it's on, Jack. Trust and believe me. I can't wait. I can't wait till y'all go live. I mess around, drive down to your house, man. Just knock on the door real hard. Yeah, man, I appreciate you being a member. And I'm still going to get you. Yes, sir. So, anyway, Watches and Wonders is over. It ended on the 6th. Minutes and Hours, which was an event up in Chicago that I went to. I'm going to be addressing what I think. I'm address it live here, what I think about Minutes and Hours. I know on the premiere that I just did, I said a lot. I had to, you know what I'm saying, it was 22 minutes of edited videos. I didn't even cover everything in there. There's a lot to unpack. But there was one thing that I will say about Minutes and Hours, regardless of me thinking, I think that it's a great event. And for the amount of people that come out, man, it just grows. It's like it's growing every year. Now, it was Microlux before, and I want to say Microlux dates back, 6 years? Maybe longer. I don't know. I'll have to ask Rich how long he's been doing this, but I know there's a video right now on YouTube that dates back at least 5 years about Microlux. Now it's called Minutes and Hours. And he's always had some premier vendors there. So let me jump to the chat real quick. We got Meat Nine has been a member. We got Tony White, Jay Jones, and Oscar. Now, as you guys are watching this on the replay, I'm going to ask you guys this question. What do you guys consider to be, go to the link that's below, and you let me know of those, yes, please, of those companies that are represented there, which ones did you consider to be an affordable option? Also, which ones are like standouts or iconic? Let's just use that word, iconic. What's up, House of X? Welcome in. Appreciate you guys for being here. That's going to be on an upcoming video, and this is my criteria. So let's just jump into some watches that were affordable that were at the show. So Kokomo showcased their watch there. This is a watch that, for those that don't know, this is a field watch, right? And it has the elements. It looks like a dive watch, but it doesn't have a turnable bezel. You can't manipulate the bezel, and it has you see that coin edge around it, man. It's really nice. I love it. I just love the design cues. But this one, I think it's just under $500. It rocks a NH38 in it, and they had a couple of different variations. Plus, they had some of their time engines there as well. But I have a question for you guys. What do you guys consider to be? Did you get to look at? Yeah, unfortunately, bro, the owner wasn't there. He sent his watch, but he wasn't there, man. I got the paperwork on it. That's a watch that I really, when I picked it up, it's really lightweight, it's robust, it's expensive, but I don't know, man. I really want to touch on the whole idea of not just affordable watches, because we can jump on the AliExpress sale for an affordable timepiece, but which watches are iconic? Iconic. Now, I'm going to show you a watch that was represented there as well. It's the Flederman Von Reese, right? Now, this watch was there in different variations, different colors. Now, at one point, I actually talked to Adam. I talked to him. I said, hey, bro, at one point, you're going to have to pop out and get to meet the people and talk and stuff like that. And I know he has a lot going on with stuff, man. But at one point, people are going to want to know what makes this brand so important. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I know, and I'm not going to talk about anything political, but I know with the tariffs being postponed, there were still some companies that shot the prices up. And I don't know, man. This is it was a touchy subject. You know, I got a chance to talk to Adam from Farr And Swit about it. You know, and he was sharing that that's going to affect his business if, you know, tariffs go up. So with some companies, they went up anyway. Some ADs went up. I said, man, bro, that's crazy. What's up, Woody? These watches are cool, random. Okay. Thelonious Monk, what's going on? So let's talk about the brand identity in Farr And Swit. This one definitely it's going to be iconic in a way of it's associated with Chicago Cubs because there are members on the Cubs that are wearing this watch. Thank you. And come on, it's like one of the oldest Major League Baseball leagues out there, right? And if you have if it's just one person, the owners, whoever, wearing this watch, you in there. But yeah, this design is actually pretty sweet. Now his prices, we're talking around, I think the most expensive watch he has is just under $800 with a Salida movement in it, right? And considering everybody is racing towards $1,000 or more, I would consider this to be something you should put on your radar. Now, for those of you guys that love Loom, this will be the one, because that topographical map on there of the north side of Chicago, that thing looms up, man. It lights up. And if you get it, just loom it up, full charge. Oh yeah, that thing is gonna last through the night. Thelonious Monk, salute to you, brother. So this is one that I consider to be that has the potential of becoming an icon. The brand, Farr And Swit as a brand. Now, my watch, what I'm rocking today, Cincinnati Watch Company. I went out there, and there's people in Cincinnati that don't even know this company exists. But when I went to one of their events and looking at the watches that they have the potential of becoming an iconic brand as well. And at least for the fact that he puts this thing through almost like a chronometer certified test. You know what I'm saying? He does a temperature test, the depth. And when I interviewed Jordan, he builds this, and he has his own little shop in his own spot. And great, it's like the Bat Cave, right? I can't tell you where it is, but I changed out the bracelet on this. Right now I have 5 different straps for this watch. Now this is a field watch, but man, it's dressy, sort of. You know, like when I think field watch, I think, hold up, matter of fact, I actually have one. An example, Hamilton. That's what this thing represents. This is, man, it's an elegant field watch. You know, and as far as price is concerned, the specs are a lot better than Hamilton. Water resistance is way better than Hamilton. You know, this thing has water resistance like a dive watch. But this was one of the brands that was represented in minutes and hours. And I'm telling you, I'll take it off so you can see a little bit more. So that's it in its entirety. Look at that second hand. Look how elegant the font and everything is. Raised numerals and everything. And you have an exhibition case back. Nothing fancy, but It's pretty dope. Pretty dope. I like this watch, man. Sapphire crystal. I don't know if it's sapphire on the back. I have to test it. Which, I mean, it really don't matter to me. It's sitting on my wrist anyway, so. Alright, let me get into the chat real quick. What's up, Ben 10? Welcome in. Alright, so now I was trying to get impose a list, but see, everybody's price range is different. Everybody that, like, all you guys are different range. So you may consider $1,200 to be inexpensive, right? And if you are like between $1,200 to $2,000, you think that's inexpensive. Then you had companies like MÖELS, right? MÖELS and Co. That was with the young lady. She's 25 years old. I believe I have her listed in the description too. If not, go to the my description page down below and just click on minutes and hours, because I know I have them listed, and search through that list of watches and you'll see MÖELS in there. The young lady has 2 distinctive designs, and she has numbers like 582 and 3, I can't remember, 396, 369, 369, one of those. But the nomenclature for her watches are basically numbers. And here's the crazy thing about it. I think hers is right around like that $1,200 to $1,500 mark. And I was impressed with the brand. I was impressed with it, man. Just the design itself, amazing. Good grief. This place jumping right now, man. Well, yo, what up, Vic? Welcome in. Now, there were some companies that did not show up. Swiss Watch Company, to name one. Swiss Watch Company was on the list, but they didn't show up. But that does neglect the fact that they have an affordable base, right? They're oh my gosh, for what they're offering, man. So I bought a dive watch from them, but their field watches, titanium, the loom, the entire build is amazing. Now I'm gonna tell you one. I actually wrote it down. Berndardt. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Well, I actually do know what it is. There's a maroon watch that they have. It's a dive style, but it has like a world calendar on the bezel, and it has 2 crowns. And that watch, it rocks. Let me see, what is it? It's called the Binnacle Timer, $499. Now the thing too. Here's the other thing. Here's the best thing I could tell you going to those events. Some of these guys are giving, and gals are giving, some amazing deals that you won't find online. You just won't. There were some negotiations. I actually recorded a negotiation, but I have it for personal use. I won't put that out there. But just know this: going to these events and you see a watch there, you can talk, negotiate, and you could possibly get something better than 20% off a watch. And I saw some great deals. Let's see, what are you saying? That's one of my faves. Haven't handled it, but how do you feel about the strap? Hold on. Let me go back up. Because I'm going to see. Noctua watches, okay, man. Okay, I missed you coming in, man. How you doing? Oh man, y'all chatting. Hold up, I missed a lot of chat. All right, I'm back on. So Noctua watches came in speaking. Got to go 60s chronographs on today. I'm feeling like a boss. All right. I see you, Ben. Yeah, I know, right? Ben, listen. Ben on his grown man today. Of course, you have an example with. Oh, Vic, please, man. Come on, bro. I'm just a humble collector, man. Ain't nobody special, bro. I barely got enough watches, man, to cover anything. Texture dials. There was another company too. Can't think of the name off top. They actually used stone for their dials. They weren't there either, man. And I got like, I'm gonna email because I need to see this in hand. I think on one of my thumbnails I put the watch on there. Can't remember the name of it, man, but that watch was ridiculous. That's one of my faves. I haven't had it yet. Okay. I'll put this going. Black alligator strap. This be transformed into Urkel. You're crazy. I lost 8 pounds from my last visit. If you lost weight, man, it's time to get another watch, bro. You don't even have to worry about sizing it. Just buy you a new one. When you lose weight, man, that is definitely screaming, I have to buy a new watch. Stone dials are great, but crack so easily. Okay. I still want to see it. But going back to one of the watches that I think are considered to be a great is Binnacle, right? The Binnacle timer. That's from Berndardt. It's $4.99, Miyota 9015. They also have one called the Starboard, right? And that is rocking a modified 9132. It has the day-night indicator, moon phase, what have you. It's a really nice little sportsy watch. You know, could be dressy. It does come with a leather strap. I like that watch too, and that one is $749. But again, it comes down to this because I think, you know what I'm saying, and I get it. There's YouTubers will put a title up, right, to get you to click on it, to get your attention and stuff like that. I get all that. Most affordable and this, that, and the other, because when I looked at who was that? Mr. Wonderful was on some type of news station or whatever, and he said it's the most affordable option with Tudor, right? It was $6,000, and then he had that on, and then he had like a just under $300 Timex on it, right? But it's Mr. Wonderful, you know, he has money, so his idea of affordable is not going to be everybody's idea of affordable, you know. So again, at this microbrand show, there were brands like, matter of fact, I'm going to tell you who I think is definitely iconic, who's definitely making a lot of noise out here in the street, man. Oh, Nomadic. Historically, I'll say Nomadic is going to be one of those brands that I'm considering to be iconic. And at one point, I say there will be similarities to how these watch companies move in comparison to like your Rolex and Omegas and stuff like that, how they got started and how big they are now. Understand that we have, well, not we, but watchmakers have kind of graduated from that minimalistic style, so to speak, and people are collecting let me see, I don't know what the lowest, maybe 10 to 15 watches. This excludes you, Jay Jones. But the average collector has about what you think, maybe 15 watches in their collection. Now there's some that only has 4. All respect to you. There was somebody that I was talking to on the show. Was it? I want to say like in December of last year, and stated that he has 6 watches in his collection and he's holding steady. I said, man, you look. All heroes don't wear capes, man, and you're my hero. Because that takes an amount of strength that I just can't muster to go to 6 watches and maintain and be satisfied with that. Woo, boy. Yeah. Say, Trap, I only have 25 watches in front of me right now, another 35 on the left side of me, 125 to the right of me. What's that say? I have 450 in the next room, and over my children's house I have an additional 600 that they're keeping in storage. Okay, Jay Jones, that's your collection? Man, thanks for putting that in the chat. I jumped into random lives to let's say 2 records. Oh man, somebody said something stupid. Somebody got That's crazy. I appreciate it, man. If you come over here with that foolish trolling stuff, man, I got snipers in the chat, okay? Because I understand on lives, there's a section. YouTube has told you, hey, here are a number of lives, they're vertically, and let's go over there and look and see. And you want to see what we're talking about. We're talking watches. I'm talking about an event that just passed by this weekend. So you say anything else other than that, you subject to get timed out. So there you have it. About 9 months. Oh yeah, you talking about your issue. The last 2 watches I bought, Casio with 2 sensors and smart automatic. Okay. I know that my stepfather almost died. Oh yeah, that stuff ain't no joke, man. Random Page, how you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you for being here. You're about 71 watches. I spent way too much on luxury. Are you happy with it though? Are you satisfied with your watch? Because I'm gonna touch a little bit about some other stuff. So that's leading into something else, bro. Glad he did. Jay Jones has around 993 watches. Wow. I don't keep count too much because I'm sure I will keep going for the rest of my life. Ben 10, since you're in the chat, and I kind of have an idea of the watches that you like. What would be your next timepiece? Put that in the chat, man. What would you like to see or get next? Think about watch collecting. It allows you to grow money, to maintain that childlike joy. Yeah, I agree with you, Ben. I agree with you. Yeah, Vic, 100%. Oh, you getting an Aragon? Okay. All right. So let me see, Vic. That's us. Okay, I've caught up with the chat. So I want to get back on this watch company right here, Nomadic, and this is just one of a few, man. Nomadic, in like, gosh, I want to say like in a 6-month span, they may have released like 3 watches, one with diamonds, and just at the show, like they had one watch that you can only get at the show because everything else has sold out. And they are like, man, it's crazy. They're on the heels of some other major brands, and of course, Christopher Ward. Let's talk Christopher Ward, man. I've been impressed with Christopher Ward for a couple of years. I haven't added one to my collection yet. There are several Christopher Wards that I would love to add, but one will eventually get into my collection. But the biggest thing, that's another, I will say, I would consider them to be an affordable luxury as well, and I know they're down there. So the only thing is you can't buy Christopher Ward at these events. And I'm trying to think who else didn't have anything to sell. I didn't ask if Young Hans had, if they were selling. And that was the first time I saw them in person, right? The Philippe Watch Company had some amazing chronographs. I thought it was pretty sweet. Glasout and Ulet, they had one watch that was designed by helicopter pilots. That was my favorite watch on the whole table. They had another chronograph. I don't know who designed that one, but that one that was designed by helicopter pilots, just crazy. German-made watches are amazing. And I know I was looking at some YouTubers talk about that German watches may not, like if we did go through that tariff thing, if it wasn't postponed, that German watches will be the companies or the watches to go for. I don't know. Next week, I'll be sitting, me and Jake from Trifecta, we're going to be talking, and I had mentioned to him, he was asking me about, minutes and hours. And I was just, we were discussing what watches would be considered like tariff proof, or if they did go up, would you still buy? For example, Hamilton was there. Hamilton was there, and this watch at $599 could possibly go up to, what was the price? Like just under $800. Would you still buy a Hamilton if you had a tariff price? If it went up by $200? I think that's a legitimate question. Or would you hold? I saw, who was that? Tyree from Bristol and Wound did a pretty good. It was a short, but he asked the question: with these, like the tariffs, for those watch companies that have one up anyway, would you consider buying that watch still, or would you just stop where you are right now? I'm a very proud collector. I feel like I have a very solid collection. I'm liking the new ceramic Hercules. Yeah, also Islander. Trap, you see what Vic said. Yeah, the earlier comment. Also, Island. Yeah, I don't have an Islander with me. Do I? I do not have an Islander with me. I only brought a few examples, and then I brought two watches that they don't represent the event. I want a few pieces like hand heart. I saw the hand heart. I like the hand heart. A 1954 flyback Panda. Yeah, just get the right shoes. Like, the UK tariffs aren't that bad, so I collect them. Okay. No tariffs that way. Yeah, I'm holding steady with what I have right now. I believe the next, the next watches on my radar is coming from the Berndardt watch company and South Baltimore, which again I'm looking at. How can I explain this? I'm looking at watches that they're not just affordable. I'm not looking at just for for the price. They do fit my price criteria, but I don't want to spend a lot because I know last year I spent a lot of money on watches, moving watches back and forth. I sold a few, I bought a few, I traded with a few, and I don't want to keep moving on certain things. I do want to add a couple of German brands to my collection because I do. I think German-made watches are amazing, man. I saw a number of them at the event, Minutes and Hours. But yeah, so those are the next two that I'm considering, and I don't know. We'll see from there, man. We'll see. I mean, we'll see how the rest of this year is going. I know the economists are, still worried that like we have a 45% chance of going into a recession, despite how you doing? Despite what this 90-day postponed. How you doing?
Good.
Good. You just getting to work? You been here?
I just went to the bathroom.
Oh, I ain't seen you. You doing all right? You look tired.
I'm here. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well, just keep giving us that smile.
You're like the eighth person to say that.
Yeah, just come on now. I love coming somewhere and getting they treat you well here. Long Rangers in the building. Raise the tariffs. I'm a fool. I keep buying. Yeah, bruh. The tariffs hit, man, bro. I'm telling you. And it's funny that we do have Long Ranger. Me and Long Ranger we talked about this all week. If the tariffs hit to that point where the watches go up 30% and then just for them to maintain so they can buy other watches, they add an additional 30% to that 30 or whatever percentage they had added to them. I'm not buying jack. I'm good with what I have. Good. Absolutely. I've been scared about money my whole life, the last few years. Man, bro, look. I remember my grandmother saying, scared money don't make money. I heard her say that before, but she also said being cautious and you can't take it with you. So, you have to enjoy. And I watched my grandmother, man, she was on the fixed income, but she still liked doing stuff. She still my grandmother had Timex, a couple of them. She has some watches. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandma was a man, and I tell you, if she was still alive today, I know she'd get a kick. Y'all wouldn't know, man. She'd have been in their video. And she'd have been a mess, bro, because my grandma, there ain't no telling what came out of her mouth. She'd say anything. I'm up to 110 watches now. If I have to pass on some because of tariffs, I'm cool. Yeah, bro, at 110, I guarantee you got everything that you need in that collection. And then some. Captain Spaulding. And I know Captain Spaulding had mentioned before on the last time he was here, watches that he found, I think on eBay or just shopping around. What time is it? Okay, make sure I want to be late for work. I feel your pain, man. Trap, what is your favorite watch startup company right now? Okay, let me think about that, bro. I don't know, bro. I think for the and if you're referring, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're referring to like a microbrand or, microbrand, I would say my favorite right now would possibly be South Baltimore. But I'll tell you, the one that's 3 years old, I'm actually impressed with it. MÖELS and Co. I'm impressed with that. I like that watch. That design was just, I don't know, something about it. She has 2 models. I believe she has 2 models. She may have more than that, but I think the website said like she had like 3 models. But yeah, I think that watch is dope. This watch is dope, so I'm gonna be following along with that one. I don't know. I would say South Baltimore and Nomadic maybe, because man, Nomadic is, I don't know, man. It's something about their watch. I just love their design. And granted, to be fair, man, you know, I get it. This is like a vintage Rolex dive watch. Some compared it to Tudor. I still like it, man. Like the build quality of it, the way it feels. And since I've had this watch, it's in my top 10 of like favorite watches of all time. And it stays in a case that, as far as my rotation is concerned, that watch stays like, yeah. I play no games with that. But I'll tell you another watch that, and it's not a microbrand, but like this is one of my go-tos as well. Hamilton, can't go wrong with Hamilton. But if those tariffs go up and Hamilton gets hit, and we hit a recession, some people will buy watches still. Not on that level. Yes, microbrand. Okay. When it comes to buying watches, it's like Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. I witnessed that. Trap. What about that woman you met the other day? Which one? Did you talk about the young lady at the event? I think I'm more curious with microbrands because it's too accessible. Prices are so low, I get triggered to buy every watch. With the Zellos GT1s, I almost bought each one. Oh man. So all right, there's 2 things I want to say. When it comes to that, I've been working on just talking about like what's iconic, right? And I'm looking at the criteria and I'm making it up as I go. But like one of the criteria is how does the public, like the masses, how do they absorb these watch brands? And Zellos is one that they may not have like a flagship model, but the brand itself is like, it's crazy. It's like wildfire. When I see that they have a countdown timer and they have watches that sell out like that, I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. People are hungry for that stuff. So I will consider them to be an iconic brand, an iconic micro brand that has an affordable price. And it kind of begs that question, like, okay, why am I being charged so much with other companies? Because Zellos provides a model that is on par with other models that will charge you like almost twice the amount. You know what I'm saying? So I go and spend $500 with Zellos, where another company, how you know, another company would charge me 1,500 or 1,200. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And the specs are better than some of the major brands. I mean, like with my Hamiltons, I love Hamilton, but like the specs of a Zellos is like when it comes to my field watches from Hamilton, can't compare. I paid 300 for them. Hold up. It's my fault. Yes, Trap, her watches. Yeah, with the Zellos GT, said it's my fault. Yeah, I bought a Swiss, May, and Victor's on eBay. All 4 numbers. Okay, 4 digits. For how much you paid? 300 for them? You said 200, not 3. That's still a deal, man. You doing some negotiation on eBay. I have found several watches on some auction sites. Pick them up pretty cheap. However, you will get some junk too. Yeah. And now here's the thing too, man. I've seen people that will buy from these auctions and they get padded. They get some vintage Rolex, you know, like for what, $800? They just get like a whole bunch of watches, and they get them, and these watches are still in working order. That right there, man, you turn around and sell one of those Rolexes for like $3,000. That's for people that want to move it like that. But for those that just want it just for the sake of like, hey, I just got a vintage Patek, I'm not selling it. But it's like if I found a Cartier Santos, right? Like somebody I know for $25 at a Goodwill, like you would never be able to beat that deal. You will, man, freaking. No, I want to say it was the Cartier Tank, $25. They didn't know what it was. They thought it was just another little random watch. They put it out there. It was still working. And she went on to, took it to the shop, had them clean it up, spent, what, $700-800 getting it cleaned up, and went on about their business. I said, man, that's crazy. You got a watch for $25, and then you add the cost of getting it repaired, just under $1,000. Oh, man, you win it. You win it. The Studio Underdog Watermelon probably fits that bill too. Yeah. And the Bell Canto. I like the Bell Canto. I wouldn't, if I had the money, I wouldn't buy that watch. I wouldn't buy. I like it. But I know, like, I wouldn't wear it. You know, that I wouldn't wear it. It'd be fun to, like, mess with just to hear the little, but I wouldn't wear it. Beautiful watch, though. I got an RGM today, Day Chronos, 18K from auction. It was a steal. Oh, my gosh. Then I got finessed with a fake Rolex. Man, What you mean I'm a big enabler, bro? No, not me. Not me. My wife was like, this feels like janky. Oh, man, he just made my day with that word. Mark, you shouldn't be buying Rolexes on Canal Street. Wow. Yeah, I got that. That came today, too. Mine should be here. Yeah, they said between now and 3 o'clock. At Hope's Point. I don't know what Hope's Point is. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, but I do want to say this. Watches and Wonders as a whole, of course, they got so much coverage. I got tons of coverage. Major coverage. And there's like hundreds of thousands of views on so many different channels, man. I can't even be mad at the YouTubers that jumped on that, right? Even those that didn't go, they said something about it, and like just being in the algorithm, they got major views. It brings so much attention to Watches and Wonders. Wind Up gets a lot more views as far as a watch show or an event. Minutes and Hours is weird because he had WGN come out to interview and stuff like that, and they talked to Mike, they talked to Okanosker, which Okanosker, another iconic brand, microbrand. I'm gonna call them an independent. Trap, do you consider brands that make 500 or less watches a year, like Farr as micro brands, or is it about price point? It's not about price point, and if so, which price point qualifies as a micro brand? I don't think it's the price point, because if that's the case, I mean, you got watches like from major brands that are like super cheap, you know, from Boulevard and Hamilton to Seoul. You can get it to Seoul for $380, you know. But no, I don't think that. Like Laurent Ferrier, heck no, I consider him a micro brand. They have become. I think it's like what the people made it, man, and how it was advertised and marketed, man. There's a lot that goes into it. Because there's some brands that I think that should be a lot further along than they are, but they not getting marketing. Their marketing power behind it. So like my man, he can only put out maybe 100 watches a year. He's small time. That's micro. He don't want to be a micro brand, but it is. He's a micro brand. You know, 500 watches a year. That's still that's in comparison to what's. Who was that? I was talking to an AD, and they say they put out like on average, they sell an Omega every day, at least one. And then they talked about Breitling. Like it's 3-to-1 when it comes to like they'll sell 3 Breitlings a day in comparison to that one. But it's still, you think about there's 365 days in a year. That's how many of those out of one AD. Think about all the ADs that carry this brand, like even Rolex, and there's millions of watches made. So yeah, those brands, I would consider those are independents, man. Those are highly sought after luxury, and they're iconic. I don't think price point has anything to do with it. That's just my opinion. But hold on, let me highlight that one. I'm going to put that on the chat. What do you guys think? They keep covering the same watches. And Watches and Wonders, there's so many brands, so they didn't get us. Yeah, oh, wait a minute. Somebody mentioned Norcane at the thing, which I think that was the first time in 2 years that because I didn't know Norcane had went to Watches and Wonders until I met with a rep last year. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got another super chat. Before you go to work, we need a bankhead bounce. All right, hold up, bro. Hold up. I wish I had my other phone. I'll put some music on. All right, man. Hold up. So we got to get that shoulder in there. Yeah. Appreciate those super chats, man. Really do appreciate those. Hold on, let me see. Produces. Wait a minute, and I know the brand. Independent, bro. And he's attacking a specific market, bro. Like these other guys and gals are targeting like the masses. And I asked that question before. I asked them, I said, who are your watches targeted towards? Who do you want? And the answer was like everybody. Anybody that wants to put the brand on their wrist, that's who it is. And there's brands that's like, well, there's a certain market that I'm looking for. People that like certain things. It's who I would love to see my watch. I mean, anybody that can afford it, I guess. But yeah, I asked that question because I don't think it's not what I think. All watches is not for everybody. Everybody can't buy a Rolex. I hate to just keep throwing Rolex up in there, but y'all saw what happened at Watches and Wonders. Y'all just put in the chat. How many you can do this yourself. You can go research this yourself. I guarantee you that Rolex and Tudor is beating out any other watches that was there. And I don't even know, but there was a ton of brands there. Ton of brands. IWC was there. Cartier was there, right? And I saw one Cartier video. But I've seen at least a dozen Tudor videos. I've seen at least I don't know. I think Tudor was talked about more than Rolex. There was some that was a good percentage. I don't know, man. If I had to say, I think it was almost 50-50 with the amount of people that was disgusted with Tudor's new stuff, like the bigger size and the maroon, but then, or the ox blood color, whatever you want to call it. But then you had those that, some that bought their watches. And one guy, he's not even he's not a watch-based channel. He just does stuff, but he did cover that watch, his purchase. So I don't know, man. There's so many. I was like, man, if I didn't know any better, I'm like, hey, this was the Tudor and Rolex show in Geneva. They should change the name. Like, and granted, yeah, I do agree for that new watch coming. Yeah, which I got one coming in today, and I will be having another one come in for. I'm deciding on what I'm getting for Father's Day. I'm doing a whole episode. I'm dedicating that episode to my son on Father's Day, but I don't know what watch I'm going to buy for that day that I will unbox on that day. And whatever watch that is, that will be, I don't know. Because I really, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this stuff plays out, man. Thank you for the $2 super chat, bro. Man, I appreciate this stuff. Tudor was most successful in Watches and Wonders. You could try on the new pieces at the boutiques in Geneva, but you couldn't with Rolex. Whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's why I got so much respect for like Wind Up. I never been to Intersect, but like dude, being able to just look, touch, feel, wear, ask questions, take pictures with them, like it's crazy. They keep buying more watches than I am. Who? No, damn, I'm not buying more watches than you. Oh man, somebody got slapped down. Stupid comments. What separates? That is a good question, Patel. Hold on, let me post that. And thank you for being a member of the channel, man, for 3 months, man. That is so dope. That is so dope. I appreciate that, man. I say Capital probably helps distinguish a micro from independent. I would say that too. Like I said, my buddy, man, there's one watch that I want him to put out, but it takes so much money to do. Plus, the timing has to be right because he can only buy that movement from Seiko at certain times, right? Was it from Seiko? Yeah, Seiko's selling their movements. Their chronograph, their bug eye chronograph. I prefer that watch, and he normally sells his watch for around $1,600, where Seiko will sell theirs with the same movement for like $3,200. And I'm like, bro, this is it right here, man. I think this is, but it costs too much money. He don't put out enough watches in a year. So, and the other thing too, I found it pretty interesting with Swiss Watch Company because the dad is still, I think he's still like consulting and doing some other stuff with major brands that we know and love, or at least enjoy. So I believe like whatever he don't sell on the Swiss Watch Company side, he good to go with being a consultant. Because from what I hear, being a consultant for these brands is very profitable. Well, my question too, though, and this is just a question about the tariffs, seeing that like the Swiss and the Chinese market will charge us more to have their watches, which will force American watchmakers to build a watch. How would that fare? Like, would you spend the same amount of money? So if an American brand, like all American, and this is a question for the chat, and for those that, if you're still in, let me see how much time we got. Hold up. Okay. I was checking the time, make sure I wasn't gonna be late for it. Would you buy an American-made brand, completely American, if it was $1,500 or more. So if you had an American-made chronograph, right, and it was, let's say, $2,500, would you buy it? Right? If you had a Hamilton version, right? If this watch right here with this date, if a company, an American-made company, came out with that watch, and you know you get the Hamilton for like $600, and theirs was $1,250, would you do it? And I think that's a legitimate question, because I know that these tariffs is going to force the American side to build their own stuff. But part of my research, there's like 3,500 watchmakers listed in America. But from experience, I've seen that American-made products, they cost. I believe that was one of the reasons why stores like Venture and Kmart struggled during that transition. And then Walmart came in and they was like, hey, we'll buy stuff from Malaysia, we'll buy stuff from India, Japan, China. Like we all our vendors, we get everything over there dirtball. We're not messing with American clothes, we're not American nothing, because it's too expensive. And with people that own houses, the housing market, there's no cap on there, there's nothing regulating it. So, you know what I'm saying, people, cost of homes are going up. Just in my area alone, shoot, these houses used to be under $200,000. Now they're over $550,000. So I don't know. It would have come down to U.S. quality watches better than their competitors, and I'm skeptical of it. Japan has the stigma a bit on Seiko compared to Swiss. U.S. could fare worse, in my opinion. That's my whole thing, Patel. That's my whole thing. I'll tell you this, in my personal opinion. I'll show you. When I saw this watch company, right? I saw this at Kokomo Watch Company. Watchco. A year, 2 years ago, whatever, doing whiskey wheels and watches. And when he told me he was from Chicago, my ears perked up, but then this is not the original strap. It was a blue strap on this watch. But then he showed me that it had the north side of Chicago. So I'm invested in that off top, seeing that I'm from Chicago. I enjoy, it's a city. So I was like, okay, you're a microbrand, you from my home city, how much is it? It was under $500. I was like, I could do that. I could support that, right? But you take this same watch, and it becomes American-made, still with the mecha quartz. They have their own mecha quartz. And same from Chicago, same thing. Adam's a cool guy, but if this watch goes up to $750, and I know, and it's American-made, and we want to support American-made, it's not going to make sense, because it's not, one, our pay is not going to go up, right? Property tax, all these other things are a hindrance. Trying to eat eggs are $6.99 at the grocery store up the street. Those, stuff that I have to live off of, it's not going to make sense. I'm like, hey, as much as I want to support, and what I trusted, you know what I'm saying? What would the warranty be? Because who is that? Citizen offers a 5-year warranty. Who was it? Longines offers a 5-year warranty. There's a microbrand. Matter of fact, this is what's crazy. They offer a lifetime warranty on Nomadic once you hit your 5-year interval. And send it to get, repaired or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Get everything re-oiled and serviced. They offer lifetime on the mechanics. That's not against you dropping in and breaking crystals and stuff, but the mechanics of the watch. So could America do the same thing? I don't see it. I don't know if I would trust it. Trav, what do you think about the hyphy movement? I think you need to go away with that. Tony Wall in the building. Somebody get their uncle. Get Uncle Vic out of here talking about the hyphy movement. And for those that don't know, I'm going to tell you this. All my people that have no idea what the hyphy movement, he's not talking watch movements at all. There's nothing horological about the hyphy movement. I'm sick of Vic, man. Oh my gosh, I'm sick of you, man. Patel, you raised some interesting questions, man. Now, Don Juan is in here. What's going on, man? But he'd have to say. I covered Oris and Bell and Ross, but Trap not coming around. I'll stop in there. I don't comment on Archie's videos. I still, man. Listen, I look at everybody's videos. Man. I saw you on a panel with a few people. I just don't comment. I just look at what's going on. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you. In all my years of doing YouTube, I can appreciate a back and forth debate, not an argument, a back and forth debate. What I don't like is the lewd comments. That one, I'm like, all right, I'm good on that. And I'm not about to go back and forth with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because if you like what you like, hey, that's what it is. I'm not going to agree with everybody's taste level when it comes in. Everybody's not going to agree with mine. I explained who I am at this Minutes and Hours show, which I was talking about this earlier. In comparison to other ones, I feel that it doesn't get the press that it deserves. That's another thing I didn't mention in that video I just did. I don't believe, and I looked at everybody that's covered it, right? And you'll think that, I don't know, I don't know if Random Rob's covered Minutes and Hours. I'm pretty sure he has, but it just doesn't get the coverage, and it's weird. So I don't know, man. I think it's a phenomenal show. I think more and more people need to know about it. The one thing I didn't mention in that video was I would like to see some other vendors come there, which this one has some vendors I hadn't seen before, so I can appreciate that. I just hope it grows, and I hope that with the tariffs and stuff, or the very thought of it, doesn't run people away or keep them from coming out, or keep these vendors from coming because it costs them too much. But not avoiding what we were talking about, Patel, I could check that out. But I do visit everybody's channel, and I am what they say, hiding in the bushes. I will sit and watch and listen. I take notes, because there's so much information out here, so much to learn. And I don't know, there's brands like those luxury brands. I don't know too much, about a lot of them. Shoot, even pronouncing the names of some of these brands, I'm like, So yeah, but I stay on looking at these and everything else. Now, as far as the sake of this video, I want to stay on topic somewhat. Affordable brands and things of that nature. I think that there were some $5,000 to $6,000 pieces in watches at Minutes and Hours, and that may be affordable to some of you guys. I'm not sure. I think it's worth your time. Simier, that was a $2,600 program that they had, right? For $2,600 with I think they were giving a 10% discount or 12%. You get a master watchmaker sitting next to you, helping you put your own watch together, skeletonized timepiece, and it's being built. I guess it's Swiss parts that you build in Chicago. So I'm like that's not Swiss made at this point. It's Chicago made. But anyway, I think that'd be a great experience. So for next year, for those that's hey, $2,600, that's a lot of money. I would say, man, just start putting some money up now, because given the opportunity for me to go back, I will do it this time next year. I would definitely do it. I'm not going to waste time and hesitate on that one, because I think the brand as a whole, family-owned brand, I just think they put out some nice stuff, and they're not talked about as much. That's another brand that's not talked about on YouTube. I don't know. It's weird. YouTube is weird. Let's see. Let me leave Uncle Vic alone. Got to get back to work later, y'all. Okay, $2,600 to also have to do the work is kind of wild, in my opinion. Yeah, but you pay. I mean, the experience. You got the watch. I mean, how much would the watch? I'll have to see what the retail of that watch would be anyway, because it may be around that price anyway, or maybe I'd say it wouldn't be because you got to pay for their time. So maybe that watch is $1,500 or $2,000. I'm not sure. Cause I know I paid what I paid. I paid $600 before to actually do a class on building a watch. So I thought the experience was cool, like from stage one, of like planning, picking out your hands, doing all this other stuff, to actually building it, looking at what goes into it, and then the whole testing stuff. I thought that was dope, you know. Yeah, in the time that you have. So, but then here's the deal too. I don't want to leave anybody out because a number of us have so much experience with watches. You guys know what you want. There's a number of you guys that just came on, that just subscribed to where you are more of a, like, you'll go to a department store and like Walmart and pick up a Seiko. You know what I'm saying? Well, not Seiko, but a Casio. Like right there at the counter. All of the different names, all of the different movements and stuff flies over your head. So I'll just say this. A watch event like that will definitely give you a leg up on horology. Like it'll give you your crash course, and then you get to see like people like you and me that had an idea, put it to paper, had investment money or whoever, angel investors, and they started their business. You know, again, I literally just saw Canopy Watches get a major win because they had a pre-order. It didn't look good. They had to extend till the 5th, actually. And the day I go in there, I was like, hey, you guys, I was like, last time I checked your website, you had 30. He said, no, we made it. And you're getting a lot of watch. I think the watches, if you want it now, was like $5.99. Still think it's worth it for what you get. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I want to stick to that, you know, because I know, Patel, you have, man, your palette for watches, phenomenal. Thelonious, you have like this crazy knowledge, man. Ben 10, I mean, there's a lot of you guys in here that can hit on any level when it comes to watches. But there are people that sit and watch it, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I stay in my lane. I gravitate to microbrands because I love the entrepreneurial side of it. I do like what they offer, and there are times where they're, you know, just because I said it earlier, if you're still here, I had brought these watches. These are Addie's dives. These are the affordable ends. These are watches that look like something else, but they're not, right? Doxa, Sub, Captain Willard, and you talking about watches that you can get for like what, $79, $89, under $100, NH35, NH38, pretty decent watches to wear. Some people wouldn't be caught dead in a homage, and that's fine. But like for those that are like, hey, I know for a fact I will never, ever, ever be able to get one of those. Well, I can't pay $1,500 for a Doxa Sub. I can't. I mean, the closest thing to Seiko, like $300 to $400. That may be too much for you. So you can get one of these for like $89. They were selling these $56 actually, and they solid. Nice Lume NH35, pretty solid watches. But like I want to stick with that. So if you are one of those people, please do not feel afraid to comment. Don't sit back and just be like, nah, bro, I don't want to participate, because you guys are talking about some heavy. I love luxury watches too. You know, one of my favorite, like if I can have any watch, any two watches, I'm greedy, will be my Panerai and that Omega Speedmaster 57. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That would be, oh man, there's some other watches I would like to have too that are like expensive. But that's for another show. I'm gonna leave it there. I purchased, hold. Let me give it to you. For $2,600, send me to the Porsche driving experience. Hey, that would be dope. I've never driven a Porsche before, and that's one of my favorite cars. I want a Porsche 911 all black. I want the 87 one, y'all. Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about too. Imagine going to watch this one and just seeing a bunch of YouTubers running around recording themselves. Oh, Woody, I purchased 2 watches from Louis. Germany. 5030D. Was it expensive? Lunchtime, everyone be safe. All right, Jay Jones. Lunchtime, man, he about to buy some more watches. Imagine going there to get the first scoop, only to have Teddy drop the foot. Right, bro. Yo, Monk, bruh. There's nobody on YouTube. Nobody. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this. During Watches and Wonders, the 2 groundbreaking videos, I'll say groundbreaking, viral, phenomenal videos. 2, Teddy dropping that, bro, you can't beat that out. And then the Long Island, when he did the tariffs thing, those are the 2 videos that got the most play, that was talked about the most. Everybody else was scrambling, running around, doing whatever. There's no way, bro. Like, Teddy is the legend. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold up. Where is it at? I have this book. Oh. There you go. There's no beating this man right here. There's no outwitting this man. There's no out-talking this man. There's no out-watching this man. That man is, hands down, Mr. Horology on YouTube. Not even your boy Nico. Nico may have a lot of followers, man, but that dude is more influential than anybody else talking about watches. If there's somebody else, you let me know. But that one, bro, that was a mic drop, bro. I was like, ooh. When I was watching, I said, yo, this is crazy. You said this man. And then there was those comments. Can't really. Yeah. I'll say this. Let me see what time it is. Okay, I got a little bit of time. Thelonious, I'll say the craziest thing about Nico, right? Nico got like peeled, man. He got scraped. I know he's proud of that new watch that he got, that jump hour. But so many people are commenting saying that watch looks just like or similar to a watch brand that you hate, that you talk about, that you drag through the mud, that I looked last year doing Watches and Wonders. Nico didn't want to go in Hublot's little thing, and he talked about it, man. Like, you know, and I mean, he is known to being controversial. He says a lot of stuff that's, yeah, you got to have thick skin. If you're a watch brand or somebody that likes those watches, you got to have thick skin to withstand Nico, or just ignore him altogether. But yeah, I just, I mean, it is what it is. But he's not outdoing Teddy at all, not in the least bit. Heck yeah, Teddy is super polished. Bro, that man, he's chiseled like Clark Kent, bro. Like, he can literally play Clark Kent in the movie, bro, and then bring somebody else in to do Superman. Like, dude, it's like, he just clean-cut kid, bro. Like, I don't even know how old Teddy is, man. He's still a kid. I call him, no, he's a man. I understand he's a man. I just call him kid because I know he ain't older than me. And I probably got him about 20 years. I don't know. Maybe. Yup. Teddy's 600 a piece. Okay. All right. I'm about to get out of here. Put in the chat before I go. What's a sweet spot as far as price? What is a sweet spot to buy a watch? And I'm asking for a friend. What is a sweet spot? Is it 200? Is it 1,000? Is it 500? What is a sweet spot for a watch? And you just take that for what it's worth. It could be entry level, it could be mid-tier, it could be whatever. What is the sweet spot? Teddy reminds me of Steve The son of American Dad. Less than 5K. Okay. Random Rob came in with the less than 5K. Shoot, I can get up. I need a lot for that. Shoot, if I had 5K right now, I think one of the first watches I would get. Whew. Oh, you know what? 5K. There's 2 watches that I want to get. I'm going to get the Christopher Wars, that Navy dive watch, National watch. I like that watch. And I think that's 1,086 or something like that. It's just under 1,100. And then my Formex Essence, bro. Yeah, man. Formex, I think, is like one of the dopest brands out there. Yup. Most definitely. Depends on their need. Dress, chrono, diver, Gada. Let's do Gada. Okay, Thelonious Gada watch. What? So let's just do that. Gada watch. What's a meet me in the middle price? What's a good price for somebody? And y'all keep in mind, Rob probably got, like, if you got $5,000, I'm pretty sure Randall Rob got watches he can sell you. That's not why I asked that question. But he do got watches for sale. And man, Rob, you probably got more watches than anybody on YouTube. Or at least come across more watches. Bro, you got a lot of watches. Man, your daily drops, man, be crazy, bro. What was it? Last week you had like 123,000 watches on screen. I said, but I looked at that, I said, what is he doing? What's all these watches doing? Oh my gosh. I don't them know. Yeah. Yeah, I know. He don't own them, so don't try to bop him over his head when he go out. So let's get that understood. He's a YouTuber. He gets them in, he sends them back out. But he do a lot. I think you get the most though. You've done the most drops out of all the videos outside of, I will say outside of the like the Addies Dive community. I think you got people faded on that one. I don't think I've seen an Addies Dive that. Let me see, what's the. No, I think you had the largest unboxing on YouTube thus far. I believe. I could be wrong, but that I seen. 25 could get you anything from Formex to Christopher Ward to Longines to Monte. Ooh, Monte, yeah. I got to get down there. I had an invitation to go. Oh, yep. It's time for me to go to work. About to do 400. God! Yo, bro, man, you're nuts. Oh, you gotta love YouTube, man. I appreciate you guys watching, man. This is so therapeutic for me, man. You guys are helping me out more than you know. I loved it before, but like now, this has really become like a major thing for me doing these videos, man. My counselor told me, he said, hey, bro, you keep working on stuff that really takes your mind off stuff and keep it moving, man. So I definitely love doing this. I appreciate you guys commenting and coming in. I appreciate the super chats and stuff like that. You guys, it's larger than what you guys know. This has been helping. So but it is, man. The table is like super small where I'm at. I'm bumped up against, like, I'm not in my usual spot, but yeah, I just had to. Oh shoot, I keep talking. I know, man, my job is right across the bridge. So, y'all, I appreciate it, man. I catch you guys possibly this weekend, man. I'm gonna have an open forum for all of us to get up here and talk and chat and all this other stuff. Run. Hey, man, y'all. Hey, run. All right, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for watching, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all already know. Until the next Lightning Strike, man, y'all be blessed. Shout out to my man, Tony Gold, man. He got an album just came out. Go check it out.